God, there is a seagull in Train Simulator. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, hello and welcome to the Dyffryn and Lechi Light Railway, which is a route available from Steam Workshop, which is on Steam Workshop. Hang on. No. I'll put a check below, the link in the description below. I am joined this afternoon by Sam Steventon of Blast Productions.
Hello.
So that's him, by the way, saying hello. Yeah. And also Jared Dobson, otherwise known as Trolley Fodder, who is
Hello.
He is the creator of this route. So Sam and Jared, welcome to the video.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So this afternoon we are in. What's the name of the station then? Is this Maze Poth or is this Penryn?
Penryn.
It is actually Penryn.
Penryn.
Okay. Penguin.
Yeah.
Pingu. Call it Pingu. There's a seagull on the roof, so yeah, triggered seagull. This afternoon we'll be using Corris Railway number 7, built in 2005, which is the replica which the Corris Railway built. Or did they have it commissioned? I think it was a commission, actually. Who built... Was it... Oh, no. It was the Statfold Barn Railway, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
I think it was the Statfold Barn Railway that built it as a commission. Because they have the original drawings for it, I think.
Ah, right.
Something like that, anyway. We're also hauling, because I've had... this is the third attempt that I've done at making this video. We're hauling Talyllyn Railway coaches. All the vintage coaches. Including the booking office. These are from the original pack, which is donation ware. You may also know Mr. James Horrocks of the Rustic Engineman Company is building a new version of the route. Don't know when it's going to be released, but he's doing several versions of the locos, such as like the 1940s condition, like the end of the original Talyllyn route, and he's also doing like preservation era ones as well. All right, so let's we'll head out of Penryn, and Jared, you can tell us something about the line as we're going.
Well, it's it's set in 1930 something. Hang on, I don't even remember myself. Anyway, it's set in the 1930s. Wales. It's a small line that heads from the coast up to the slate quarry, with some farms and towns dotted along the line.
What's the name of the slate quarry?
I don't know
Not
yet.
got one yet.
Oh, I
Yet to be
haven't got
named.
one. So everybody, we have to think of some names. Oh, I just had an idea. People, if you're watching this video, hopefully people will, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section below. If you feel any names, if you're feeling any names of towns, just contribute, and perhaps Jared will add them to the route. So
Sounds good to
there you
me.
go, Jared. Crowdsourcing for your route.
Hey,
So
Just to mention this, while you're going up with your passenger set, I'm following behind you with a slate set.
oh, okay, so we've got dual working. So I'm looking at, we're crossing over the road. See, the way you've done the roads, Jared, with like the slate walls and, you know, the level crossings, it's just perfect North Wales feel. I've only been up to
Thanks.
North Wales a few times, but there are some real fundamental differences between North and South Wales in terms of, you know, infrastructure. I mean, as I'm sure everybody knows, is that being primarily slate based, they built everything out of slate. So yeah, you know, they would have used it for houses, buildings, warehouses, engines, sheds, walls, embankments, you know, pretty much everything.
Cool.
Whereas in South Wales it tended to be a lot more, you know, sandstone and stuff like that. My frame rates actually go down quite a lot because I'm recording and I'm streaming at the same time.
and there's
Yeah.
roughly 8,000 assets per chunk. That might
Beautiful.
also do it.
But if I look astern, if I look behind us, my frame rates actually go up a little bit. But if I look ahead, they're generally about
It'll be
20.
it'll be the steam from the chimney as well.
Oh yeah, because of the particles. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of problems trying to decide which platforms is the up and down.
Probably stick to the general left-right sort of thing, I suppose.
I think I've probably done
Right.
it wrong. Brakes.
I've just turned off the sharing on Discord, and my frame rate has gone up by 2 FPS.
Oh, nice.
Hooray.
Okay, I'm gonna have to take some screenies because.
But yeah, it's a very dense route, and it's very heavy duty on the computers for running it as well. But it's completely worth it for the scenery.
But you know what? Like, I'm just looking at these scenes. Like, what's this station called? The first station? Or is this? This is.
That one's got a. that one.
Esgailiog. Esgailiog.
Yeah, that's borrowed from the Corris Railway.
Are you planning to make your own station signs?
I am.
Yep. Okay,
Once the final version of the route's been finished, I'm planning on reskinning a few assets and adding in a few more custom assets.
Oh, the railway hotel. Perfect.
Sort of a hotel crossed with a pub.
See, I've done it again. I've overfilled the boiler with water. I do this every time. So I'm just having a little look at like the scenery in the town, and this is what I mean. Like, just looking at this railway pub, it's got such a good period setting. The horse trough outside, and then out the back the benches. I'm gonna change. There's the scene in Over the Hills where they're in the pub. This is where it's gonna be. I'm gonna change it to be here. I'm gonna have to get rid of the umbrellas, I'm afraid, because they look a bit too modern. But
yeah, I might do that too.
But the actual sort of the pub bit, if only they had a load of beers. For the scene where Mr. Bruce, who's going to be someone else in the future of Over the Hills, this is where it's going to be. So there you go, Jared. I'm going to plug your route in Over the Hills. Awesome. Because that's generally what I do. I steal people's routes and go, hey, look at this line. That's totally original.
You've actually given me a little bit of an idea for our particular beer assets. I could get a bit creative with some barrels, shrink them right down.
Oh, nice. For beer beer things.
Sort of, I suppose. They can look like mugs or something.
If I remember rightly, right here, there's a 1 in 50 gradient.
Yes.
A long 1 in 50 gradient.
Oh, I remember. Yep, I'm already shafted.
In fact, I think on this route, I don't think there's actually any flat bits. I think there might be one just at the summit.
There's a flat bit just before you get from the coast to this station was all flat, and then you just straight away hit this 1 in 50 gradient.
And the gradient it's not completely continuous, but it's pretty much continuous until you get a good halfway along the route.
You've forgotten your lamp.
I forgot what?
Your lamps.
Labs.
Lamp.
Oh, my lamp, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to put the lamps on because for some reason every time I put the lamps on it sort of goes back to the desktop. I don't really know why it does that.
You've probably got some sort of shortcut set up on your computer somewhere for it. I have a similar issue with my with the fan on my computer. The shortcut for my fan is Ctrl-Shift-5.
Yeah.
So for most locos it's okay, but for some of them where they've got lights on the tender as well, trying to take the lights off the tender turns the fan on and off instead.
Oh yeah. Oh man, 5 miles an hour. This is what happened to me the last 2 times I've done this. I thought these coaches were lighter.
They are. You're just not driving it properly, I suppose.
Well, I'm at 100% reg.
What about reverser?
That's 53%.
That'll do it. You can handle full reverser up until about 7 mile an hour.
Oh, there we go. I gained a little bit more speed. I gained 1 mile an hour of extra speed. Although, actually, we're increasing now. Or have we just got lucky? 8.5 miles per hour.
Right, well that's the first station passed through. And up onto the incline.
But I just love the look at it. Like right now, going up this hill, it does feel like you're actually driving a route which has been there for a long time. Because I know this is going to sound a little stupid, but with some routes that I've seen in train sim, you're driving it and it's clear it's like scenery placed around a railway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of feels like it, but I'm not getting that so much here. I did have an idea for a challenge years ago, but I never went through and did it. It was like, we're going to just make some scenery or try and import some scenery from Google. Because you could do with Google, the tiles, like the elevation tiles.
The image overlay and all that lot.
So I was thinking, how about if we was to do that? Oh, I'm actually getting some speed now. Running out of water in the boiler. Whoops.
Oh, Grace, this junction here.
Yeah.
To the left goes to an abandoned station terminus.
Oh, nice. I'm loving the overgrown feel. That really does feel like old and overgrown. And I love the fact that the rails have been lifted as well. Why was this station abandoned then?
We've not thought of a reason for that yet.
Oh, okay. Running out of water.
And various theories it could have been for all sorts of reasons, but it was the real reason we put it in was just sort of to add a
Ooh, might want to set your point going into the run round.
Different part of scenery to it.
Shit. Shut the rag.
I'm not sure you've got doors on that side. Thinking about it.
Probably not, no. I think this was the station I was looking at the other day.
This is the one with the route's namesake.
Brakes.
Which translated into Welsh supposedly comes out as Slate Valley.
Oh, nice.
That's what Google tells me anyway.
I think you're right. I don't think I have doors on this side.
Nah, you've got to flip a couple of them.
Whoops. Okay, everybody's going to have to walk on the track. In blatant violation of every health and safety policy, but it's 1930s Wales, nobody cares. So this is what I was talking about, is like the feel. So I don't know how quick you guys can see or how up to date your image is.
It's pretty instant, actually.
Is it? Like, I'm on the main street now.
Yeah, it's real time. It's great.
It's why I suggested using Discord instead of Steam, because with a Steam one you often end up with about, well, for me and Jared, because we do a lot of Steam streaming to each other, we end up with a good 30-second or more delay on it.
Yeah.
But with Discord, it's it's much quicker.
But you can see what I mean. Like, I'm sort of walking down the main street, and you can't see the railway. You can't really see. It feels like you're in a town. Like, let me show you an example. Over here at the back, there's not so much like detail because it's further away from the line. So you're always gonna have to do that. You just put block assets down, because otherwise it'll take you forever and a day to make it. But then when you get close, you have properly made gardens, houses, lots of assets around. It actually feels like people live here. I mean, this house with the garden, that is amazing. Did you have to do all this individually, or is it like a block asset?
It's a block.
Because I don't think I've ever seen it used like this, but it looks spectacular. And like all the houses around, they feel like people live in them. Then you go further up, there's a farm by there, the farmhouse with the van and everything. Oh, there's a dog. Gotta have a dog. It really feels like people live here. And then you got the church as well. Because I was going to have scenes where people get married in Over the Hills as well. So having a church scene really helps that.
Yeah, I think it's definitely something that Jared does very well. Is he makes the route feel more than just a railway line.
Because
he makes it feel like a proper location and a real.
I mean, look at this scene here.
Place.
Just where I'm looking now, that just looks. You got the railway, which is the reason we're here, is why we're playing Train Sim. But it's actually running through an environment. It's actually running through a real place. And that's, it comes down to railway modelling as well, doesn't it? It's really good.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, well done. What was this station called, or doesn't this one have a name?
This one has the namesake of the route itself.
Oh, Dyffryn Lechi.
Yes.
Nice. So, in terms of the history of the line, it was set up as its own company, a bit like the Talyllyn then. Originally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, is it going to get taken over by the Great Western at any point?
No. In fact, if you have a look at that synopsis I sent you, this.
Oh, I haven't read it yet. Sorry.
Yeah, if you have a look at that, that's got a bit of information about what's sort of the plan for it.
Yeah.
My aim is one day to make that synopsis into a film.
Okay.
Which will probably take many, many years and may not happen at all, but the idea is that it would cover the history of the route from the area it's set in at the moment to the modern day.
Yeah.
But in short, it's a typical slate mining route of North Wales. But it's also quite interesting in that at the top end, it has a coal mine in very close vicinity.
Yeah.
So it would have had a lot of coal and slate traffic, and then shut down during the Second World War for all the stock to be commandeered for the war effort.
Yeah.
And then long road to preservation after that is the short version of it.
See, no, I mean that's one of the important things about when you do make a route in Train Simulator. You need to have a story about it. The route can't just be, oh, you've got 5 stations and they go A, B, C, D, and it needs, railways were built for a purpose.
Yep.
And
again, this is something I've been helping with. I'm not much good at route building myself. I can do little tweaks, but I do have quite a good imagination for what a stereotypical railway should look like and why it should exist.
Yeah, that's pretty wonderful.
Yeah, it's something I kept saying during the route's production is, for everything you add to the route, you've got to think of why you're adding it to the route.
Yeah. You can't just say, oh, we're going to have a coal mine. You have to say, why is there a coal mine? Oh, there was a rich coal seam here. Oh, and now you start developing the story further, I'm really not doing well again.
Gradient levels out here.
How much further? Oh, one. Yeah, there we go. Once we get some speed, I can notch back, and then I can spare some steam to put some water in the boiler.
Yeah. I think on the next left it goes up to 1 in 80.
Oh, bloody hell.
So it's not quite as steep as the last few hills.
Right. I'm going to need some
So
water.
You think the main issue we have with this route is a lack of stock to run on it?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
the route itself is brilliant, but
it's always going to have that problem with being narrow gauge, though, because there's not much narrow gauge stuff for Train Sim.
Yeah.
Unless you fancy, like a GE44 electric unit from the Albular line to run on it.
It's the wrong gauge. Wrong gauge.
Yeah. Or is it 800mm or No, no, I think the
meter-
albular line is meter gauge, isn't it?
Yeah, meter.
I was playing with that the other day as well. Oh my god, it's beautiful.
This section's one of my favourite screenshot spots. With the snake weaving between the wall and the houses.
I'm a bit,
Mind your head.
in a little bit. I
Yeah, I think
can't
I've
pronounce it for
I've
the
just
life
crushed
of
my
me.
head against the rock.
It's a tight fit.
There's a pretty tight curve up at, is it Inisha? I can't pronounce that.
I don't know.
Anisha, or
I'm not too far off.
I'll have a look
It's
now.
a
That's
muddy.
just about where I'm at.
Sheep, you of course there had to be sheep.
Don't worry, there's plenty more to come.
Hooray!
Yeah, the best bit for the sheep is just before the tunnel,
I like how
where some have
you
escaped from the
clearly,
mine
you know,
side.
ganging up on me being a Welshman here. Oh, we know where your favourite sheep location is. Haha. I call it racism, you know that.
I wasn't going
I
there.
don't know. I mean, there is a ratio of, is it 3 sheep to every person in Wales?
Probably something like that.
I mean, I'm from Yorkshire and we have a lot of sheep in Yorkshire, but
Oh, there is
Not
a
quite
set of
that many.
sidings here. I could set 1 or 2 coaches off here.
Yeah, you could do that.
'Cause,
Although the carriage workshop's at the next station.
yeah, my frame rates are dying.
Yeah, it'll
yeah,
do
I'm running at 12 FPS.
I'm running.
Sorry.
I just went down to about
Yeah.
14 FPS, but I've got this feeling because I'm streaming as well. I might be contributing.
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
So I'm recording
it's
and
like
streaming.
watching a quick, it's
7,000
like watching a
SSR
quick
doesn't matter.
slideshow. Don't speed. I'm speeding.
Which side do I need to go on in Anisha?
That's a centre platform.
Oh, that's alright.
So your doors are on the right hand side of your train, I think.
Yeah, I think so. This Corris logo is not very powerful, is it?
Not really.
No. Be interesting to see how James's new Taladin stuff works.
Yes, I was able to test it a few weeks ago. It's still, you know, very much work in progress, but, you know, it does look
Yeah.
really good. Oh, there's a traction engine.
One-
Yep. I was hoping you'd spot that.
Now, if anyone out there who's making content like models, 3D models, i.e. cough cough Chris Wilson of Caledonia Works, or cough cough Guion Rhys Davies of Sim Nation, cough cough, or James Horrocks of the Rustic Engine Man Company, or anyone else that feels like making some 3D models, if you fancy making a new traction engine, I'm sure a lot of people would be really happy to receive it. I have a lot of influence, you see. I just basically I just scream abuse at people until I get what I want. That's how it works, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
I want
Oh,
this,
and
I
much
want
more
this,
custom.
I want this, I want this, and then it's made, and you win. Of course, I've been telling people to make Great Western 813 for me for about the last 10 years of train sim. And I think at some point it will be made, so, you know.
I'm still waiting for Australian
Mm.
stuff.
Do you know what I want, Jared? New South Wales
Yes.
Government Railways C38 class.
They're alright, I suppose.
See, I
That's
want
probably
to
because
see
it's
the 10 class.
one of the only Australian locos that I know of. But yeah, I mean, I did a documentary when I was younger, and it was just, oh, I love that loco. I'm gonna need a blow
You
up.
really, you really are struggling there, aren't you?
3 miles an hour. Whose
Ooh.
idea was it to take 5 coaches?
I think it was yours.
It probably was mine. Yes. Again, I haven't actually had a look around this village yet.
Well, you got time then. If you need a.
Yeah, we need to have a blow up, so we got time. It probably would be quicker to walk from the last station up here. There's more sheep. And the town is right on the, the station is right on the main street, which I love. I'm really digging this narrow gauge feel. Do you know what locos would be amazing for this route? And I'm sure somebody will probably throw a potato at my head for saying it. But, oh wait, hang on. Jared, have you made these station signs?
No, that's from the Marty branch.
Oh, right, okay.
You wouldn't be able to go on the workshop otherwise.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's a very, very tight fit.
Love this route. It's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
I've got to admit, I'm a little bit biased because I've helped with it, but I think this has got to be one of the nicest, if not the nicest route for Train Simulator.
I do think
The
it is one
detail
of
is
them.
just phenomenal.
It's one of the most well-detailed.
It does hit
routes.
frame rates, though.
It does, yeah.
It does, but
Who cares?
it's the cost of a good route.
If you want a route that's well detailed, you gotta pay the price, and that's this is the price we pay. Let's fill the boiler completely full of water. Right, more sheep. It's beautiful.
I love this custom-made tunnel as well. The tunnel is just, it's great.
It's a nice,
He'll get to that.
It's a nice little shed. Or this is the carriage and wagon shop, is it?
Yes.
I'm really digging the point work there. That is awesome. I
That's
think
a 10 mile an hour limit.
I think that's the most complicated point work I've ever seen for a narrow gauge route.
It was a pain in the butt.
Oh, I bet that was looking at this freeway point and then the crossover that's right next to it. That must have been an absolute pig to make.
Just a little bit.
I'm just looking around the village now while we're having a blow up, which is going extremely slow.
What's your fire mass in water?
154 pounds for the fire mass and 0.99 for the water. I've overfilled the boiler.
You've also done a bit too much with the fire mass too.
Yeah.
I generally sit around 130, 140.
So I've killed it.
Kinda. It's alright, it's downhill from here.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's
least
alright then.
For a section. At least up until the next station.
And then it's massively uphill again.
Yeah, another 1 in 50 up to the quarry.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear.
I think the really nice thing about this route is that you do get a chance to properly open up the engines. Like for a lot of routes when it's just flat, you only get to open them up for a few minutes and then you have to shut off again because you're speeding. But
Yeah, that's the
with this
problem,
you can
isn't
have
it?
them properly opened up the full way.
Have you still got your brakes on?
No, they're off.
Okay.
But I'm glad you reminded me because it is something that I do tend to do.
Thought so.
So I had
You could probably jump off.
I had a little list of stuff that I was going to talk about. Oh, I'm moved up north. I'm living just outside Hull.
Ah.
So, Sam, where is it that you're from again?
I'm from Haworth.
Where?
So Haworth near Keighley.
No, near Keighley. Probably about an hour and a half drive from me then.
Yeah.
Because
but I live
Pickering
about
is
10 minutes away from Worthalla, so...
I'm about 45 minutes away from York City Centre and about an hour and a half from Pickering.
Yeah. Probably about the same. I think York to Keighley by train is about an hour, I think.
Oh, is it?
Something like that.
My frame rates have come back. I've got 60 frames a second now.
Hey.
Hey.
And now it's 38.
Oh, just a warning. There's a 5 mile an hour ungated crossing coming up.
Alright, I'm going to slow down in just a second then.
It's just after the speed board. It's more of a warning, if that makes any sense.
I can't even see it yet. Oh, there it is.
It's hidden.
The camouflage speed limit sign. although I'm using my loco brake, which literally did nothing at all. Thing is, like, use the loco brake and it has virtually no effect, but then you use the full train brake and your wheels lock up.
It's the first time I've been on this route since you've done all the updates at the other station at the bottom.
Alright.
And I've got to admit, I do like the little bathing area by the lake.
You're jumping ahead of the video, man.
Well, that's where I'm at.
I do think the Talyllyn Railway coaches do suit it.
Yeah, that's why I use them a lot.
But yeah, I mean, James is going to make a brand new set. I've seen all the screenshots. Have you been following his Facebook page?
Yes, very closely.
Yep.
Because it's
with much interest.
Oh yeah.
I've got several reskin plans for a lot of that stock, so I'm really quite looking forward to it.
Ooh, you're coming up to one of my one of the things I'm most proud of.
Wow. How did you do that?
With great pain.
With pain and suffering. Yeah, I was going to say, that looks like a lot of pain and suffering. That is beautiful. As a tunnel, especially a narrow gauge tunnel. Oh, I'm loving that. I'm actually getting good frame rates in it as well. That looks very much very Festiniog Railway-y. Oh,
yeah.
the speed limit.
It's interesting. If you look in the the tunnel, it's almost like a mining tunnel. It's propped up with little wooden.
Yeah, it's got like
little
wooden supports. Yeah,
and,
it has that.
There's another
feel.
little yard.
Oh, is there a station? Oh, it's a yard.
Just a yard. It is. I haven't actually figured out what that yard's for yet. So if you have any ideas,
you could have a cheese factory nearby.
Cheese, you say?
Yes. There's got to be a cheese factory on every route.
I think you're gonna like the view from around this corner.
Oh wow! Now it's going very Linton Barnstaple type. Not is it? No, yeah, it is Linton Barnstaple.
Yeah, the aim with the route was to try and create something that sort of captured the spirit of every narrow gauge railway in one.
Well, it
was sort of to try and create a generic narrow gauge railway that, felt like a stereotypical one to cover everything.
So, Race, you've just gone over the standard gauge line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a little bit of Great Western on the route.
Yeah. Yes, we need some panniers.
There's a station on the opposite side of the lake, which you might be able to see. By the way, speed limit's 15.
I'm only doing 18.8. Chill, it's fine. We're just coming down quite a steep hill into... I don't think this loco brake is holding very well. What a beautiful little village. Is this a lake then, or is it like an inland waterway?
It's a lake.
Okay. Is this the terminus of the line then?
For passengers, yeah.
Okay.
Unless you're a miner or a... unless you're a miner or a quarryman.
Yes. Have a look around the lake and I'll point out some things that I'm quite
Wheel slip. Wheel slip. Wheel
Still
flats.
on the platform, it's all good.
Wheel flats. We all got wheel flats now. It's cool. And they're on the wrong side. Awesome. We need coaches that have doors on both sides. Malmesbury.
Yep.
That's a big water tower. Alright, let's go have a look. Oh, I like this footbridge.
That's a lot of fence posts.
What, you made that out of individual fence posts?
Yes.
Oh my god, that must have taken you ages.
It took a little while.
So what's over here? Is this a school or something? Oh no, this
Nope.
is a station. Is it?
Yep, that's the standard gauge station.
Oh, okay. It's a long platform, but there's no run round. Oh no, it doesn't need to be a run round loop.
There is a run round loop, it's just not at the platform.
So this is the Great Western Line then.
Yes.
Nice. 2-level signal box.
It's to get the height so you can see all the points.
Do you have really long standard gauge trains then coming up here?
It's more of a branch line, but because it's a meeting point for the narrow gauge and standard gauge, and the aim is that with that town around the lake, it was supposed to be a popular tourist destination.
Oh, okay. So you had like excursion trains and stuff.
Yeah.
If you have a look at the little dock area of the lake, there's a steam crane I made from scratch with in-game assets.
Oh, that's cool. That is really quite cool. Oh, and there's people swimming. Oh, shut off that. Lots of people swimming in the lake. That's cool. So what sort of traffic came up on the lake then?
I think it's just general touristy stuff.
Okay, so not really like cargo vessels.
No.
You'd have like
It's
small...
more
No.
sailboats, maybe a little bit of fishing.
Okay. It is quite a big town, so I suppose you need
Yes,
quite a
it's
lot
the
of...
town where all the miners work.
Oh, okay.
Well, live.
Well, that's the one, yeah.
I think this is the first time since the start of this video that we've actually blown off. I think I'm going to take a picture just to prove that I can make steam. There we go. Anyway, while we have steam in the boiler, should we make a move up towards the slate quarry?
Sounds like the plan. We don't want to check your set of points.
Nah, they're fine.
Okay.
It'll be fine, it's
Tell you what.
fine.
It does look a lot better now you've added in all the hills in the background as well.
Yeah.
So now we're
Still
getting...
got
Oh.
that.
We're coming up to the money
I'm
shot now, I
supposed to go.
think.
Oops.
What was that, Reese?
We're coming up to the money shot.
Yes.
This,
One of.
this is where all the screenshots, the famous screenshots, have been taken. Now I gotta say, these screenshots which I've seen posted of this part of the route, they've just made me so happy, because they really give you the sensation of being in, up in the hills of North Wales.
Thank you. I'm glad that I've done it right.
You've done it justice, I have to say. Let's go. I mean, wow. There are not many routes with this level of detail. How am I doing?
There's probably a reason for that.
Because it takes so bloody long, yeah.
And it's a big hit on frame rates.
The performance, yeah, I know. It's,
Yeah.
That's just one of the sad things about train sim, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Be interesting to see though if they seem to have found a new enthusiasm for going back and fixing it and patching it up. It would be interesting to see if they actually do make any more improvements to it after 64-bit.
Well, I've got this feeling that Dovetail Games doing the 64-bit update, that's them sort of future-proofing it.
Yeah.
That's the sort of feeling that I'm getting from them. They're just getting it ready for when they sort of say, okay, community, it's yours now.
Which, to be honest, although they haven't done it yet, they might as well have done, because most of the stuff that people are getting excited about now is all third-party and community-made stuff.
Yeah, there's not been that much development that's actually from Dovetail Games. There's occasional things, but
Yeah,
not much anymore.
yeah, and even a lot of the Steam content that's released is still third-party people's. There's not much that's from Dovetail themselves,
Yeah.
which, I think they're wanting to move on to Train Sim World, but
Well, the thing is, like, I understand that, and I get it. Train Sim World is the future of their business. I get that. But they've also shot them, considering that's going to be the future, they also shot themselves in the foot by only doing routes which have already been done. Like
exactly.
London to Oxford is the best example that I can give. It's like, you're going to remake the game with all these amazing graphic settings and new control abilities, and it's absolutely fantastic. It really is. The performance is amazing. But why would you do London to Oxford again for the third time? Why not London to Bristol?
And it's Train Sim World, but they've still gone for Germany, America, and
Britain,
UK.
Like,
which is
hypothetically
what they've done for
speaking. If what they should have done is Train Sim World, but done, the Exeter to Plymouth, in the 50s, Riviera in the 50s with Steam, in Train Sim World as their main release. You can imagine with Train Sim World graphics what that would have looked like. I know it would have been astronomical to make, but that would have just that would have sold. You bring your new product.
Again, if you have a look at it,
where do I need to go, Jared?
If you have a look,
to the right is the Quarry.
So we're going to the right.
Yes.
Awesome.
If you have a look at the releases they've done there, there's not much that's actually Steam era at all.
No.
Or that's Steam era and done to a high quality. But I mean, if they were going to do anything Steam for Train Sim World, you would have thought they would have done it with the West Somerset Railway.
Yeah, that's why when they announced the West Somerset Railway, I was amazed. In fact, I was gobsmacked when I found out that they weren't doing Steam. I was like, are you kidding me? You do a preserved route with no Steam? That made absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
And what made it worse was the fact that they were trying to pass it off as a diesel gala.
Yeah.
With only 2 diesels. Only 2 locomotive classes, and it just seemed a bit of a letdown, really. It seemed like they were too eager to get it out, or so eager to get it out, like they weren't thinking about what they should actually include in it, or what people would want and expect from it.
Yeah. There was just too much commercial pressure on them to get it released.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we're at the end of the line. We've made it to the quarry. I think we'll have a little look around the quarry, and then that'll be the episode.
Alright.
So I'll just hold her up there. I've completely overfilled the boiler again. Right. So let's have a look
Tell
at
you
this
what,
quarry.
The view from up here is incredible.
Now,
and
I had a you
added all them hills in again, Jared.
What was it? Sorry, sir.
All the hills you added in the background. It looks so much better with them now. It doesn't load any detail on them, but just the lumps on the terrain rather than it being all flat.
Yeah, I've still got more to add though.
Absolutely beautiful.
This route is going to be one when we get some more stock in Train Sim, especially narrow gauge stuff like slate wagons and more locos. I'm just going to be playing this non-stop, playing with slate wagons. If only we could have a working incline, because the way you've done this incline, it's really quite clever. You've used like cable reels. I mean, these cable reels for the pulleys. I don't know what the black stuff is.
What is
it? It's fencing, isn't it?
No, it's cable trunking from the Falmouth.
Cable trunking. But the way that you've done this is really clever. That is amazing,
I've yet to add it to the rest of the hills.
Well, you know, but just looking at the way it's all been done, you need some machines. I think, like some men working. Like we need more assets, really, like men working, like digging and stuff.
Yeah.
I love this bit.
Well,
You've
again,
got
it's
like
still
the
the route's still work in
shunt.
progress, but again, this whole quarry area was loosely based off Llanberis.
Yeah, Norwich Quarry.
Yep.
I've been there,
Um,
and I can
it's
tell you
it's
from Norwich Quarry, you get the sensation of just how big a scale the operation was. You know,
yeah.
and I'm getting that feel here. You can really feel it. You know, it's like they really are just moving an entire mountain.
And I think that was, again, it was one of the things which I think was, for a narrow gauge Welsh route, important to get. This is why the route is here. This whole mountain being moved, this is what's paying for the railway and the
Yeah,
whole valley to be kept alive, really.
big pile of coal as well. Where was the coal mine, by the way?
That was the left set of points.
Oh, there it is. I went.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
Okay.
just see it down at the bottom.
So this is the colliery. Okay.
Yes.
I really like the idea that you've combined like a quarry and a colliery.
There's a couple.
It's useful.
I do think maybe geologically it might not work because they have two very different rocks. Like slate is where you've got like hard rocks which have compressed, and then coal is from forests. But hey, it doesn't matter.
Maybe they used to be a forest.
There used to be a little forest right next to a massive pile of slate. Something like that. And now you guys...
it's useful for the railway.
You guys are going to hate me now because I'm going to finish the video by doing something typical of me.
You're going to try and go up the incline, aren't you?
Maybe. Power.
Matt Hiddleston's already had a try of that. Didn't go so well.
Come on.
He got about half... Well, he derailed and then he derailed, but it glitched halfway up.
Like it has now, and it's still technically moving forwards.
Oh, I'm going to stick with it. Oh, no, I can't. Damn it. Oh, never mind. What I might do is that mod where you can get rid of the error message that comes up when you derail.
Alright.
Yeah, and because then I can't even speak. When the Maris, fuck, tongue twisted. Right, when the error message comes up, you could just cancel it. You don't have to quit out of the game. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Anyway, so that is the Dyffryn Lechi Light Railway. The link is below in the description, so I'll put links for the Dyffryn Lechi Light Railway. I'll put links for Blastpipe Productions, the Corris Railway by Skyhook Games, which the logo was. I think I'll put a link to the Talyllyn Railway donationware project thing, just in case. I'm not sure if it's still going or not, but we'll see.
I think it is, but it's if I remember correctly, it's mail order only. So
yeah,
for a lot of people, it's difficult because it comes on a disc, and a lot of
people don't even have CD-ROMs anymore.
Yeah, exactly. There's not many computers that are built with disc readers now.
No, they're just not in use. Like I've got 2 disk drives on my computer at home, and I haven't used them for about 3 years.
Yeah.
And then my laptop that I've got now, it doesn't even have one fitted.
Mine neither. I had to get a USB one for it.
All right. Well, so chaps, I was joined today by Jared Dobson and Sam Steventon. That was the Dyffryn Lechi Light Railway, 4 miles long. Took 45 minutes, probably because I spent most of it doing about 3 miles an hour. Yeah, so go and download it. Thanks guys for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.